I've heard this saying before. It says that, oh, as long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. That saying or that song or whatever is so wrong, because as you journey in life, one of the things that you understand is you need people. You need people to help you, to propel you, to push you, to challenge you, to be great. And so you need to find you a friend in the journey of life. Just believe it or not. And so even going a little bit further with friendships, there are two types of people that you will discover as you build friendship. I call them VDPs and VIPs. One is very dependent people, and the second one is very inspirational people. On the journey you'll find these people, but be very careful of the very dependent people. These are people that just suck off you. These are people that just want you when there's a necessity, when there's a need. Be very careful of the VDPs. You always need very inspirational people. People that can inspire you, people that can challenge you, people that can push you and help you to be great. Now, it's easier to say that you need friends, but there's 3 reasons why you need healthy friendships in your life. The first reason why you need healthy friendships into your life is because it's going to help you to reach your goals. You need healthy friendships, I'll say it again, because it is going to help you to reach and achieve your goal. As you journey to success, as you begin to be successful people, one of the things you'll understand is that being one, being in unity and a community is very important. Partnership is very important when you're building healthy friendships. One of the second reasons why you need healthy friendships is for emotional support. Sad to say, Bohemians are very unstable people emotionally. One day we're up, one way we're down, we're depressed, we're happy, we're discouraged. And when you invest yourself in finding a healthy friendship, one of the things that you will discover is that it's going to help you to be stable. Find someone that knows how to lift you up. Find someone that can push you and give you wise counsel.
Yes.
One of the third reasons and the last reasons why you need healthy friendships or a healthy friend is for accountability. A lot of us, we don't believe in being accountability. We don't believe in sharing our weaknesses and strengths. And I'll use me for example. I have an accountability friend, a best friend, and he sees my weaknesses, and I tell him my weaknesses, he knows my weaknesses and strength, but yet still he can honor me. Find someone who you can confide your secrets in, your insecurities, your inadequacies. Find someone that can see your humanity, but still they can honor you as an individual. So you need an accountability partner. Now it's better to say and easy to say you need a friend, but one of the things our culture do not teach us is how do we build these friendships. And not only how do we build these friendships, but how do we maintain these friendships. Well, I'll say one of the first ways that you build a healthy friendship is firstly, you got to find you. You have to know your identity, you have to know your purpose, you have to know who you are. And one of the things you'll realize is that you attract who you are, not what you want.
Wow.
And so if you're someone that you're moody, you're going to attract those type of people. If you cannot be trustworthy, you're going to attract those type of people. And we know the golden rule says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But let's take it from a friend aspect. How about you be the friend to others that you would want them to be to you?
Wow.
We need those things. So you need friendships. You need friendships. So you got to be the friend that you want others to be to you. The second ways that you build healthy friendships is firstly, I know the first part of it was that first you have to be the friend that you want others to be. The second part is you have to get involved in small groups and communities. Now this is one of the ways that you build healthy friendship. You got to get in communities. Yes. You got to get into small groups.
Yes.
And when you get into those small groups, be intentional about your pursuit. Secondly, thirdly, one of the ways to build healthy male friendships is find people with common interests and passions. And you have to be intentional about that. I had the opportunity to join a small group, and it's a very influential, effective small group. And when I realized how much people had for me in that group, it opened me up to so much. One of the other reasons why is because you would want to be effective. Okay? And so that is how you build. Thirdly, you have to invest the time. I have people say, oh, my spirit is going to go there. No, your spirit can't be there. Either you're there or you're not there. You have to invest the time when it comes down to building healthy friendships. You have to invest the time. That is very, very, very important. Thirdly, and as I said, people will push you. Healthy friendships and healthy communities will push potential out of you. It's never good to just have the potential to be and never achieve it. Wow. It's never good. I have the potential to be a politician, but then I never reach that place. I have the potential to be a doctor, but I never reach that place. And so you need people that can push you and propel you into your purpose. Alright? And so one of the other things that I wanted to talk about is you have to earn their trust. You have to earn their trust. And when I say earn their trust, one of the things you have to do is you have to be reliable. You have to be trustworthy. You have to be honest. When building healthy relationships is not a full stop. Yeah. It is progressive. You keep growing as you go. And as you go, you have to earn their trust. You have to be reliable. Yes. You have to be responsible. Yes. You have to be trustworthy. And so these are some of the ways that we can build healthy relationships and friendships in our community. Amen. And so I want to talk a little bit about the relationship side, because sad to say, 65% of the relationships in the Bahamas are dysfunctional. They're dysfunctional. Believe it or not. And the reason is because we have not mastered the art of first establishing a foundation. We have relationships. You see relationships, they're rowing on social media one week, the next week they're divorced or single or whatever you put, whatever you want to say. But in 65%, as stated, we have dysfunctional relationships in this society. And it's sad to say, because the foundation of that relationship, and I'm talking about intimate relationships, the foundation of that relationship has first, you have not built a friendship. You just jump into people, and sad to say, I don't know how people meet people one week and the next week they're in a relationship. The foundation of every relationship, you must have a friendship. Yes. Secondly, the second thing, the foundation of building relationship, there has to be commitment, there has to be trust, and there has to be communication. If you really take a look and see, part of the reason why relationships don't work is because they don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to. And when they don't know how to communicate, they're having a trust issues. And I'm going to give you some of the signs of dysfunctional relationships. And you won't believe it. And so I know we're live streaming, and so you kind of want to really zoom in and tune in, because these are some very important points. One of the ways that you can identify a dysfunctional relationship is addictive and obsessional behavior. Addictive. If the foundation of your relationship is built on sex, what happens when sex is pulled from under that building? What happens then? What happens when and you know, for me, I don't believe in having sex while staying. That's something personal. But if you pull that from under there and you no longer get the enjoyment of having sex on that foundation, then what happens? What happens when that is pulled from under you? You need to invest in building friendships. You cannot, and one of the things that you'll also discover is that is inevitable in relationships in our culture is we have poor communication, as stated. We have poor communication. We don't know how to sit down and have effective, productive communication. It is very bad. It is a dysfunctional relationship if the only thing you can find pleasure in the relationship is sex. It is bad if in a relationship you row all the time and never come to a mutual understanding. And sometimes the reason is because we don't know how to give up our right to be wrong. So you have to be intentional in building a foundation for relationships. You have to be intentional in pursuing. You have to be very intentional because you need friendships and relationships. Another this sign of being dysfunctional is jealousy. That is killing us. Insecurities. Oh, if I don't have your Facebook password and your Twitter, then I don't trust you. That is an insecurity that you have. That's not jealousy. That's being overprotective. And jealousy, sorry. That's being overprotective. Yes. So you have to establish communication. You have to establish trust. You have to establish commitment. And you have to establish a friendship. And if we are building a culture, and one of the things that our culture would teach us is that what it means, and I'm talking about relationship, if I have a temporary feeling for you, I love you. It's not so. Love is produced over a period of time. True love is not love until it's been proven. That is something. It's progressive. It's progressive. And you can't say you love someone if every minute they do something wrong to you and they upset you, then you go running off, you go cursing. Verbal abuse is another sign of dysfunction. If all you do is shout all day and argue and have a big ego, that's a sign of a dysfunctional relationships. If you
yes.
And so that is very important. And so I want to challenge you. Be intentional in pursuing friendships. Be intentional in pursuing relationships. You need them.
Yes.
That saying, as long as I got King Jesus, is wrong. You need people that can push you, that can empower you, that can help you to excel. Because it is very important. And we have to break the limitation off of the mentalities that our culture have taught us. Because we have not taught our people, and this is why the Bahamas or our society today isn't structured the way it should be. Because we have not taught or we have not invested in building communities. Go out there and volunteer. There's nothing wrong with volunteering. True leaders first master the art of serving.
That's right.
Yes.
True leaders. Volunteer, be a part of a small group, and get involved. And it's not just okay to just only get involved. Be productive and be effective.
Right.
And so my power talk action is kind of simple. I said it through the whole, basically the power talk. But my power talk to you is find you. You want to build healthy friendships. You want to build healthy cultures and build healthy communities. First find you. Find out. And I was on a journey where I had to find out who Cameron was before I can build relationships. Because I was someone that was bitter. And the thing about it is that in your pursuit to build healthy friendships and relationships, hurt and rejection is inevitable. You will be hurt and rejected. And that's like saying, do you stop because I've been hurt? And this is where a lot of people, they fall down. But because I've been hurt in a relationship, I stop going. You cannot stop going. You cannot pause. You have to continue to go.
Yes.
You have to go. So find you is my first power talk action. The second thing is that you have to join small groups. Volunteer. Get involved. Find healthy groups that can help you to maximize your full potential. The third thing is find people in the group with common interests. Find people in the group that share the same passion and the same interests with you. You have to. Thirdly, you have to keep multiple streams of communication open. And a lot of people in our society with bipolar, we like to isolate ourselves. We don't like to get involved and put ourselves out there. But part of the journey in building healthy friendships and relationships, you gotta have to put yourself out there. And so my next power talk action is to keep multiple lines of communication open. And lastly, invest the time. Invest the time. In building friendships and relationships, you have to invest the time. And so I challenge you, as I conclude, to be great. To be effective in the community. Help to build a culture where we teach or where we empower people to be one. And it's not until you discover who you are will you find out how much you have add to society. And so I thank you for your time. As always, I'm Cameron Rolle, BDVI student and staff. So thank you for your time.